Our world is plagued by a perfect storm on a number of fronts, said UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in a speech that calls for urgent action on a number of interconnected global challenges. Noam Chomsky, renowned scholar and political theorist, implies that human survival is under imminent threat and that human beings are the biggest threat to our own existence. And Jeffrey Sachs of Center for Sustainable Development calls for global socio-economic restructuring. They are all referring to the fact that humanity is facing a number of existential threats that require our immediate and collective attention. This five-part mini-series, The Big Picture, will quickly and simply shed some light on the reality of our situation and the path to sustainability. Part 1. The top 5 existential threats. Number 5. Extraterrestrial intervention. The subject of UFOs has long been considered conspiracy theory and fake news. Recent disclosures by government and military sources confirm the presence of UAPs, the new acronym for UFOs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, on our planet. The strangest thing about this disclosure is that this alien presence is being approached with the same divisive mindset on an international level. The situation is being treated as a threat to national security based on US reports. I think it's very unlikely that alien beings would travel across the cosmos to take sides in our global squabbles or to conquer one country. If we can't come together as a species on this issue, we are definitely hopelessly stupid. In either case, we have very little control over this potential threat, if they do in fact happen to be malicious. Personally, I think they may be our best chance of survival. We have brought ourselves to the brink of self-destruction because we are unable to control our greed and lust for power. Whatever their intent, there's no point in worrying about it because we can't do anything about it. The other 4 threats we can do something about. Number 4, artificial intelligence. AI is considered a significant threat to humanity by many science and technology experts. Although the science is in its infancy, the technology has already demonstrated the ability to learn and act on its own. And we have examples of AI being programmed to act with discriminatory and malicious intent. The critical danger point of AI development is referred to as the singularity event, a point in time where AI technology would achieve full awareness and take control of all tech-driven systems. Many think this is inevitable. The question that remains is, will AI see us as its creators and try to save us from ourselves? Or will it see us as a threat to the planet and every living thing on it and decide that we humans are the threat that must be eliminated? We should be extremely careful about the development and application of this technology. But when it comes to science and technology, we tend to do things just because we can and seldom consider whether or not we should. Number 3, emerging pandemics. We should have learned a great deal from the COVID experience. However, our continued encroachment on uncharted areas will always present the possibility of new transmittable diseases. But with all we've learned about the spread, containment, detection, and suppression through our COVID and SARS outbreaks, we should have all the tools and knowledge needed to protect ourselves from a global outbreak. The only 2 ways this should happen is either gross negligence and incompetence or some other nefarious agenda, like profiting from the outbreak. With international cooperation and effective response programs, we should be able to contain any outbreaks of a similar nature. Number 2, nuclear apocalypse. We have embraced and implemented the ideology of war, destruction, and oppression between nations for centuries. But by far the dumbest policy ever introduced from this violence mindset is our current global conflict resolution model of mutually assured destruction, or MAD. We have been stockpiling nuclear weapons for years, and now there are enough on the planet to destroy the world several times over. That strategy can hardly be considered rational, intelligent, or reasonable. Imagine a scenario where you lived in a neighborhood where four wealthy brothers shared a mansion, but they didn't get along. And their solution to resolving their differences was stockpiling gasoline in their bedrooms in case one of their brothers got out of hand, they would burn his room down. Everyone would think these brothers were insane and demand that they move out of the neighborhood because this house would surely one day go up in flames. There are enough nuclear weapons right now to blow up the world 5 times over. Yet we find that a totally acceptable approach to global dispute resolution. If we continue to apply this stupid bully paradigm to our international relations, we will eventually trigger a nuclear holocaust and destroy ourselves. Number one, climate and environmental deterioration. Thousands of scientists, educational institutions, and environmental activists are raising awareness and calling for significant action on the issue of climate change and environmental erosion. This issue shouldn't even be a debate anymore. We've known about the damage we are doing to the planet and environment for over 60 years, but greed and selfishness are powerful motivators. So each new crop of global and industry leaders take their turn at the trough and consistently kick the environment problem down the road for the next set of leaders to address. And now, even though we may be beyond the point of return, we still have denial and resistance to change at the highest levels of government and industry. Chomsky stated that we will soon determine whether or not we are intelligent species. To continue down a path of self-destruction would make us the dumbest intelligent species in the history of the universe. Only through global collaboration and cooperation can we survive these existential threats. But our addictions to greed and hate are keeping us in a state of denial. Hopefully, we will soon come to our senses. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope you found the information beneficial. Please like, share, and subscribe, and visit our sister site, advocateforchange.com, for more information on the critical issues that affect you on a day-to-day basis.